Rockies looking to stay warm, trying to make it 10 straight tonight in the City of Angels as they take on the Dodgers. Second game of a 3-game set tonight from Dodger Stadium. And quickly a glance at the National League races with 5 games left for the Rockies. They are 3 back in the West. They trail the Padres by a game in the National League wild card. The Phillies have already won earlier today, and they're now a half game back. Good news, though, Pittsburgh leading Arizona 4-1. And good evening once again, everybody. I'm Drew Goodman. Well, the Rockies have certainly captivated the attention of Denver and the surrounding Rocky Mountain region, and they're starting to get notice around the country as Colorado has won 9 consecutive ball games, and they're on the precipice of doing something that has not been done, well, we haven't looked it up, but it's a long, long time, suffice it to say, since the team has come back from as far as the Rockies were about 10 days ago. George Frazier joins me. It's fun, and every night, as we talked about yesterday, it's somebody different. It was a few somebodies yesterday.
Yeah, it was a whole bunch of difference. And, and you go back and little things that get forgotten in the game. The throw by Corey Sullivan from center field to nail Jeff Kent in a tight inning. The job Spire did to work out of it. Matt Herges 2 innings that he did last night. So, yeah, there's a lot of cast of characters. But when you look at this ball club, and they're in the playoff hunt, obviously. You look around the locker room and you're going, okay, who's been in there? Who's been in this? Nobody. So they got to turn to Clint Hurdle. They got to turn to a guy like Jamie Quirk, to Mike Gallego, guys that have been to the situations as a manager and as a coach. Step back, let them come to you, go play the game. And, the one thing about it, they keep asking me all the time, has anything changed with this team? No, they're just playing good baseball, solid baseball, and they're catching it and they're throwing it pretty well.
Well, as much as we're enjoying it, as much as you're enjoying it at home, they're enjoying it inside the clubhouse.
I think that's what makes us good. I think we're, a good group of guys that really don't care, what else is going on except for winning, doing what it takes to win.
We have so many moving parts on this organization and this team that, any guy can step in at any point and do something, and that's obviously why we've been winning a lot.
That's sort of the key to this team has been everybody stepping in, doing their job, contributing, and Spilly and Corey are very capable, really good players that stepped in and did the job.
And you got to pay attention to the game because there's not one guy that's coming up. You're like, okay, this is where this is our chance, or we might lose. Watching every single guy, someone might get the big hit, and that's awesome. That's what the game's all about, and it's just fun right now.
They're aware of what other teams are doing, certainly what the Phillies are doing, what the Arizona Diamondbacks are doing, but their singular focus is winning another baseball game, and they know if they win out, the worst they can do is guarantee themselves another baseball game.
Absolutely, and I think the big key when you hear all of these players talk, and you look at Brian Fuentes, a 3-time All-Star, as a closer, is the setup guy now. They're doing whatever it takes to win. They're not a selfish group of guys. It's not about their own personal egos. It's about winning baseball games.
And some of that goes back to the fact that a lot of these guys played together coming up through the minor league system within the Colorado Rockies. Let's go back to Denver right now and check in with Mark Stout. Mark?
All right, good enough, guys. The Rockies trying to do it again tonight against the Dodgers. Last night they won for the 50th time when they scored the first run of a game. Obviously, they'd like to do that again tonight. When we come back, we'll take you around the wild card race, get you some highlights, and then it's the Rockies and the Dodgers as the Rocks try to make it 10 straight here on FSN.
Over 700,000 Coloradans live with the constant worry of being uninsured. Thankfully, community health centers stand ready, acting as a safety net to provide crucial services. Hi, I'm Carl Mecklenburg, supporting Metro Community Provider Network and all Colorado community health centers, celebrating National Health Center Week, August 5th through 11th. Join me in applauding the work done by these important CHCs, and I encourage all Coloradans to support the safety net.
Sponsored by LabCorp.
Of all the people in the world, there's only one you, and you relate to the world in your own way. The information you gather, the stories you share, the connections you make. Quest connects you to what matters, your way. We help you build a customized bundle with the quality services you need at a price that's right for you. Consider a bundle with a local phone package and broadband for as low as $57 a month. Call today for a free account review. Let us help you build your bundle. That's our spirit of service.
Fall in love with melty cheese.
Taco Bell's new Cheesy Beefy Melt. To get seasoned beef, melty, and even more glorious melty cheese, think outside the bun.
The Toyota Corolla, 37 miles per gallon rating, now has a $179 a month lease. Who's up for a road trip? The Toyota Corolla.
Test fly the difference today during Saab's Summer Challenge. Go to SaabUSA.com/compare to see why the 2007 Saab 9.3 Sports Sedan has an overall higher safety rating than the Volvo S60. And with a starting price of under $27,000, you're closer to owning a jet than you think. Test fly the difference today during Saab's Summer Challenge.
Do you need to make a career change? If you want to know what today's hottest jobs are, you need to call and ask for a Career Starter Kit. It's full of the information you need to choose a hot new career. If there was ever a phone call you could make to have a real impact on your future, this is it. And right now is a great time to call.
For a free Career Starter Kit, call 1-800-604-2800. That's 1-800-604-2800. Call now.
Desk, Rockies and the Dodgers tonight. You know, since June, the Rockies have played as good as baseball of any team in the major leagues except for the Yankees. That is it. They have been the team that has performed the best, going for their 10th win in a row tonight, trying to keep things alive in this race. And we talk NL wild card now, and we go to Philadelphia for some highlights between the Braves and the Phillies. This one already in the books in the third inning with runners at second and third. Greg Dobbs, nice little single. Ryan Howard and Aaron Rowan would score. And here's where the Phillies at home go up 4-0 on Tim Hudson and the Braves. And you see they are out in force at Citizens Bank Park. In the seventh, leading off, pinch hitting, Shane Victorino. Deep to right, his 12th of the year. And you see the final. The Phillies would win it 5-2. They are a half game back at San Diego. Padres playing in San Fran again tonight. And they've got Jake Peavy on the hill. So you see the Braves with the loss under the Rockies. And we now give you a little update on the NL West and tell you about the Diamondbacks, who are in Pittsburgh. A little bit of a rain delay in this game of about an hour. Adam LaRoche at the plate in the third with one out. Thought this one was going to get out. Ground rule double, and that'll score two. And the Pirates have the early lead 2-0 over the D-backs. Fast forward you to the fifth inning. Xavier Nady, who hit a couple out this year at Coors Field. Solo homer to right, his 20th. Pirates now up, as you see, 5-1 in the bottom of the seventh. Good news for the Rockies, who have the Diamondbacks over the weekend. They've got that 2-game lead over the Padres, and not out of the question that the Rockies could possibly win the NL West if they can win out for the remaining 5 games. The 2 games they've got against the Dodgers, and then the 3 against the Diamondbacks. Be sure to stay with us here after the game. We'll have the Chevy post-game report. We'll go back to L.A. We'll be in the clubhouse and see if the Rockies can make it 10 straight wins. Rockies and the Dodgers. Here they come down the stretch next.
If you want it, here it is. Come and get it. Make your mind up fast. If you want it.
The clock is ticking at the Chevy Time to Buy sale. For a few short days, get great deals on most Chevys. Hurry, time is running out.
Get $1,000 extra bonus cash on top of current offers like the 07 Malibu, Avail, Cobalt, and Impala. Use bonus cash for a total of $2,500 cash back on Impala. Chevy, made for Colorado.
Over 700,000 Coloradans live with the constant worry of being uninsured. Thankfully, community health centers stand ready, acting as a safety net to provide crucial services. Hi, I'm Carl Mecklenburg, supporting Metro Community Provider Network and all Colorado community health centers, celebrating National Health Center Week, August 5th through 11th. Join me in applauding the work done by these important CHCs, and I encourage all Coloradans to support the safety net.
Sponsored by Quest Diagnostics.
In business, time is of the essence. To stay competitive, you need to get more out of finite resources. Quest provides tailored network data and voice solutions. Because when networks are optimized, your business can flourish. Get Quest. Get nimble. the choice of 95% of Fortune 500 companies.
Colorado Rockies baseball on FSN is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. With more flights to more places than ever before, Southwest is taking low fares farther. Visit southwest.com. And welcome back to Los Angeles, Dodger Stadium. Last night a crowd of 44,000+ tonight. We'll see. Starting lineup presented by Southwest.com. Kaz Matsui, Troy Tulowitzki, Matt Holliday. Todd Helton, 3 hits last night. He's hit 9 straight, and he's reached into 26 in a row. Then Garrett Atkins, Brad Hopp, who had another RBI last night. Ryan Spilborghs will start in center field. Yorvi Torrealba again with the gear on, and then Josh Fogg. All to face Derek Lowe, who they really got after last week in Denver. George, he lasted just 3 innings.
Well, he only lasted 3 innings, 8 hits, and quite honestly, the look and the way he gave up in that ball game, twice he looked into the dugout as the Rockies were hammering him, and he kept looking over like, what am I doing out here still? Are you guys paying attention?
It was very strange, wasn't it?
Well, he gave up 8 hits. He walked 5, which is unusual for him. He typically has a little better control than that, but he walked 5. So, I mean, 13 men on base, 6 of those came in to score.
And what I mean by strange, he did keep glancing at Grady Little or Rick Honeycutt or somebody in the dugout as if to say, you know, am I coming out? Are you coming to get me yet?
Yeah, my brains are getting beat in. Have you noticed there's 6 runs on the board? It's time for me to go to the shower.
Here's the 1-2 to Matsui, and it's rolled to second base. Derek Lowe, the 33-year-old, has had a great deal of success, whether he's been a reliever or a starter.
112 wins, only 95 losses in his career, 5-4 in his career versus the Rockies. The attitude, just what Drew and I were talking about, and he's going to have to get early outs with that hard sinker. 12-13 overall, 393 earned run average. Your Fidelity scouting report.
1 out, and Troy Tulowitzki up there, 2 for 6 yesterday. A big 2 for 6. 2-run home run when the Rockies were down 5-4 to give Colorado a 6-5 lead. They would not relinquish, and he also had a double off the left center field wall. He's gotten paid a great number of compliments this year, whether it be broadcasters, fans certainly, but he got paid a big one today. Luis Gonzalez, I was conversing with him, and Tulowitzki came by during batting practice, was just in the neighborhood, and Gonzo made a point of going over a couple of steps and said, hey, I'm a big fan of yours. Keep it going.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of guys in baseball that, again, we talked about it, that, you know, he's got another level to get there, and he's going to get there, and it's going to be a lot of home runs. I mean, before you look at a shortstop, you're thinking 15 to 20 home runs, you're thinking about 85 RBIs, and all of a sudden, because of what Tulo has been able to do, 23 home runs, 93 RBIs, that they're starting to talk A-Rod type numbers for him.
Well, let's take a look at the defense tonight. The Dodgers are playing a very young squad tonight. Delwyn Young is in left field. Juan Pierre, he plays every day. He's in center. Andre Ethier's in right. Then LaRoche, a rookie. Hu, a rookie. Valdez, minimal time in the big leagues. Loney, a rookie. And Chad Moeller, a veteran who has not played a whole lot this year, was with Cincinnati a good portion of the year. And the first pitch to Matt Holliday's in there for a strike. Matt has flat out owned Derek Lowe in his career, hitting .583 against Lowe.
With the home run, 5 RBIs. Matt Holliday with 36 home runs has 4 more home runs than the entire lineup for the Dodgers tonight, which has 32.
Isn't that something? And after the ball game yesterday, Grady Little was asked how he would play it the rest of the year with the Dodgers being officially eliminated.
Well,
and he said, we're going to play the young guys flat out. And you may have seen, if you're a Dodger fan, the last this year and perhaps forever of Jeff Kent and certainly Luis Gonzalez in a Dodger uniform in action.
I think there's probably a slight chance, if any, that Kent could be a guy to come back, not Gonzalez. I think it's a club option and a mutual option for Kent at $9 million for next year. Can he come back and be productive here? But yeah, I mean, you're not going to see him these remaining 5 games. I can guarantee you that. You're not going to see hardly any old players on the field these next 5 ball games.
They started making a transition a couple of months back. That's where kind of drew the ire, and it came out in the last week of some of the veteran players. Swung on and missed. Derek Lowe, a very impressive first inning. 2 ground balls, which is his specialty, and then the strikeout of Holiday.
Changing, yeah, everything's changing. But I'm through with all this changing. I like the way I'm living, and I got my reasons why. And I'm not gonna go changing. No, I'm not
Coors, the banquet beer.
Anniversaries happen only once a year, so you want to make them special. With that in mind, during the anniversary celebration at Furniture Row, we have a very special offer of no interest for 3 years with no payments until 2008. On top of these incredible savings, you'll get special prices backed by our 200% guaranteed lowest price pledge. Come celebrate Furniture Row's anniversary, and for a limited time, take advantage of a truly exceptional offer. No interest for 3 years with no payments until 2008.
Yo, what's up, y'all? This is your disaster supply kit. You need this, all right? This your family first aid kit. You're gonna need some water. Do the medicine, this man important right here, dog. Flashlight is necessary, very important. Food, batteries are very important. I would always carry a little radio.
Pretty full moon tonight over Los Angeles. Bottom of the first inning. The Dodgers lineup for Grady Little, presented by Southwest.com. Juan Pierre will be in center field. Juan hitting .294. And then Chin Lung Hu hit a home run last night. Delwyn Young hit his first career home run. That came in the 9th inning yesterday against Manny Corpus. James Loney's just been unconscious lately. Andy LaRoche will bat in the 5-hole, then Andre Ethier, dangerous bat. Chad Moeller, the veteran catcher. Wilson Valdez will hit the 8-hole, and then Derek Lowe. All to face Josh Fogg, who has not defeated the Dodgers since August 6, 2002, for what that's worth. And Pierre traditionally has swung the bat very well against Fogg. He's 17 of 33, a .515 average against Fogg.
Well, Fogg's had his difficulties at Dodger Stadium. 1-4 overall record there, 2-5 against the Dodgers. Trying to win his 60th game in his career, 59-60.
For Juan Pierre tonight, this is his 430th consecutive game. That's the longest active streak in the big leagues. One had a year a couple of seasons ago, George, he played every inning. Two balls and 2 strikes. He's the one veteran who will not be out of the lineup the rest of the year.
No, he won't be. I mean, he's the one guy that's a huge free agent signee here. 324 RBIs for a leadoff man for Pierre. Pretty good number there.
And you couple that with the streak that he has going, 430 straight. There's no way Grady Little's going to sit him down. This is team dissension right now, but sometimes that doesn't matter once you hit the field at 7:05. And a comebacker. So Pierre is retired.
And a big out, too. The leadoff man, you cut the speed out of everything. 61 stolen bases. Scouting report, fidelity scouting report. 29th ball game for him to appear in. 9-9 overall. He doesn't have any stage fright. That's what I meant by that. And I think controlling the outer half of the plate for Fogg will be one thing he'll have to do against this ball club to have success. Pitcher Scouting Report is brought to you by Fidelity Investment. Start your investment portfolio today.
Chin Lung Hu takes a strike on the outside corner at 91. George, you and I were chit-chatting away about 15-20 minutes ago, and I thought you made a great point off the air. I want you to make on the air. Here's the 0-1. That misses 1-1. A lineup like today kind of reminds me of mid-season Sunday lineup. It's a scary one, isn't it?
Well, it's scary because you don't know him. You know how to pitch to Jeff Kent. You know one of his weaknesses, the Garcia Parr. You know those guys. You don't know any of these guys. So it's like first time around, second time around, you're asking Clint Barmas, you're asking guys that have seen them in AAA and what they thought they hit. You know, now I would go to a guy like Barmas that played up the middle because he's watching a lot of the pitches from behind at shortstop. Where's his strength? Where's his weaknesses? But it's very difficult when you got the veterans sitting on the bench like Nomar and you got a young kid up here. You have no idea where to go with him. Of course, there is a little advantage. They don't know which way you're going either.
But they can look at a ton of videotape on you, and of course the Rockies have tape on these young players. But again, it's not, you haven't seen them as much. In fact, I was talking to Luis Gonzalez about who. I said, what do you think so far? He swings and misses. He says, you know what? He looks like a nice young player, but I can't really formulate an opinion yet because I've only seen him for a few days. So this is his teammate. 2 outs, nobody on. Let's take a look at the gloves tonight behind Josh Fogg. Torrealba starting his 101st game. That's by far the most of his career, and he's done a very steady job. Outfield, Holiday, Spilborghs, and Hopp. The only change yesterday, Sullivan got the start. Spilborghs came in midway, and the infield remains the same as it has been. Atkins, Tulowitzki, Matsui, and Helton. Oh, 1 on Delwyn Young. The word on him, George, is he has a lot of ability with the bat. They don't know where they're going to play him defensively.
Yeah, exactly. He's a guy that can really crush the baseball, but defensively he struggles in the outfield. He struggles at first base. Typically, you can hide a guy in the outfield and left field if their arm's weak. They don't have a lot of range. You get speed in center, which they do. But, you know, a good athlete, just don't know how to play it. I mean, that's sad. That's a hard thing.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Delwyn Young in the 9th inning against Manny Corpus. Made it a 2-run game with his first career home run. Special moment for that young man.
A special moment for the scout that signed him, for the organization to develop him, all of it. I mean, it's high fives all the way around.
And he's a local kid. Here's the 2-2, and this ball's hit well straight away, really well. And Spilborghs can't make the catch. This is going to be triple territory for Young.
He obviously got back leg power. He showed it yesterday in the right center field. Spilborghs trying to do the Willie Mays over the shoulder catch in center. He just ran out of real estate. This ball just continued to carry. Billy gave good chase. I mean, this ball's hit hard. Pretty much center cut and allowed the youngster to extend his arms coming out of the box. And then Spilly going back on it, thinking he might have a shot at it. And a late jump just out of the reach of him off the wall. You got 2 outs, go right at him. Go ahead and get this out of the way and try to get the 3rd out. It won't be easy to complete the inning, but that's what you got to attempt to look at now.
He'll be careful here with Loney. I mean, Loney has put up ridiculous numbers, particularly of late. And that's a strike on the outside corner. 448 average his last 14. He has 4 straight multi-hit games. 3 hits last night, including a 3-run home run against Ubaldo Jimenez. We have Andy LaRoche on deck. Ground ball up the middle. It's cut off by Tulowitzki, and Josh Fogg will get out of it. Nicely done. Young tripled, and he is left stranded at 3rd. We'll go to the 2nd, no score.
If you want it, here it is, come and get it. Make your mind up fast. If you want it.
The clock is ticking at the Chevy Time to Buy sale. For a few short days, get great deals on most Chevys. Hurry, time is running out.
Now use an extra $1,000 bonus cash for a total of $3,000 total cash back on the 07 Suburban, Tahoe, and Avalanche. Chevy, made for Colorado.
You hear about Penske?
No.
Got hurt, missed work. Thought his major medical was enough. Poor guy. Didn't have Aflac.
What does Aflac do?
Let's say this is major medical, right? Well, see the hole? That's where Aflac comes in. Helps pay for groceries, rent, all kinds of bills. Major medical? Pfft. Poor Penske. He thought he had enough coverage.
Aflac. Ask about it at work.
I'm on the 415. Let's see what kind of plane you'll be on today.
Step over there and spin that wheel. Come on.
Come on, big plane!
Woo! Big plane, big plane, big plane! Big plane! Big plane! No. Small plane.
On Southwest Airlines, you'll never fly in a small plane. We guarantee every seat on every flight is on a big, comfortable Boeing 737.
You are now free to move about the country.
Introducing Joe's Crab Shack's Big Buckets. Buckets of beer, buckets of our famous shrimp, garlicky mussels, our big steam pot, and a bucket of our new sweet and sticky crab. Big, meaty, and covered with a sweet, peppery, sticky sauce. Grab a hold of Joe's Big Buckets on our big deck today.
Well, the Dodgers had a triple in the bottom half of the first. Josh Fogg able to work out of that. So let's take a look at the keys to the game tonight, brought to you by Burton Toyota. Well, Fogg, obviously, to me, is going to be the biggest key because he's going to have to combat what he doesn't know, the unknown. Lower half of the order. For me, last night, I thought that Spielborg's Torrealba, big part of it. Brad Hopp was there. No time to rest, boys. It's time to hook up and go. You got 5 to go, and the chase is on. And more of that is for the bullpen, as I think is going to play the biggest role of any role on this ball club, because you have 4 out of 5 starters typically work into the 5th or 6th inning, so the burden will fall there.
Well, George, is during this 9-game winning streak, 4 times the Rockies starter has not gone into the 6th inning. So the bullpen during this stretch has picked up on a number of nights quite a few innings. Their longest outing by a starter, 8 innings by Jeff Francis. Here's the 2-0 on Helton, and this is smoked past the shortstop for a base hit. Who got a glove on it? That's it. And Todd Helton just keeps on swinging the bat. 3 for 5 yesterday with a couple of RBIs. Brought a .320 average in. He's got a leadoff knock here.
Yeah, .345 lifetime average against Derek Lowe, and everything inside out now early in his at-bats with nobody on, trying to set the table for Atkins and Hopp.
Here's Atkins. And Garrett takes a strike. Behind home plate tonight is Bill Miller. I mean, he's the guy behind Chad Moe. You understand where I'm going with that. Marvin Hudson at first, Ed Montague at second, Terry Lane at third. Looks like Lowe's got the good sinker tonight, George.
He does have the hard sinker, and really out here is a guy that typically he will have. High mound, better leverage, tall at 6'5", 6'6". Try to overthrow the ball and rely on this young defense.
34-year-old Derek Lowe. That misses. 6'6", 230 pounds. And this is the second time as a starter in his career at this point in the season he has allowed fewer hits than innings pitched. In his 21 victory season in 02 with Boston, he had quite a few fewer hits than innings pitched. And Garrett Atkins is gone, 1 out. All season long, Cardell Holmes has been sponsoring Home Runs for Hunger. Each time a Colorado player hits a home run, Cardell Holmes has been donating $100 to the food bank of the Rockies. That will continue this week. To learn more, go to cardellhomes.com. So Brad Hopp steps in with a .500 career average against Lowe. 3 home runs, he's driven in 9. And this is lined right at the second baseman, Valdez, and it turns into a double play. Yeah, Hopp hit it on the butt, but right at Wilson Valdez. So the Rockies are done in the 2nd inning. No score in LA.
I'll stop the world and melt with you. You've seen the difference and it's getting better.
Fall in love with melty cheese. Taco Bell's new Cheesy Beefy Melt. To get seasoned beef, melty, and even more glorious melty cheese, think outside the bun.
We're not going to make it.
Can you get us to the airport in 15 minutes?
Is this worth it?
It's still cheaper than a change fee if we miss our flight.
As with all airlines, it may cost more to rebook your flight, but on Southwest, we never charge an additional fee.
You are now free to move about the country.
When it's people who do the right thing, they call it being responsible. When it's a car insurance company, they call it Liberty Mutual. Responsibility. What's your policy? Liberty Mutual.
Tonight's game sponsored by Fidelity Investments. Visit an agent today in Denver, Broomfield, or Lone Tree. Andy LaRoche will lead it off in the second inning for the Dodgers. No score, and that pitch off the plate, ball one from Josh Fogg. Fogg making his final start in all likelihood of the 07 season. 3 hops at Garrett Atkins, 1 out. Tomorrow, Franklin Morales will go. Friday, in the opener against Arizona, it'll be Jeff Francis. Mark Redmond will start on Saturday against Arizona, and then Sunday's ball game, Ubaldo Jimenez scheduled.
And I'm sure Mark Redmond, sitting at home in Tulsa after pitching with 4 other ball clubs, do not anticipate being in the situation that he has been with the Rockies. But as most 5th starters, he gets you into the 5th inning. One keeps you in a ball game, and he's done that since his first relief outing at Coors Field. When, quite honestly, he wasn't ready after 1 start in Tulsa and 1 down in Colorado Springs. Came to Coors Field out of the bullpen, didn't pitch very well. Then 5 innings, 2 hits over in Philadelphia was outstanding. And 5 innings his next start, and then 4 1/3 the next start. So he's working into that 5th inning with some luck. He'll get you to the 6th.
And that formula has worked out on a lot of nights for the Rockies. Matsui will throw out Ethier by a couple of steps, and they're 2 outs.
A lot of ground ball outs early in this ball game. That's good to see from Josh Fogg. Tell you, late movement on a fastball.
For the Dodgers, catcher number 47, Chad Moeller.
That'll bring up Chad Moeller. Let's take a look at our Esurance Inside information. As you're aware, the Rockies have won 9 consecutive ball games. It's the longest stretch in the National League this year. They're 60-43 since June 1st. The only team with a better winning percentage in that time, the New York Yankees. Strike on Chad Moeller. Moeller played collegiately here in Los Angeles at Southern Cal. 414 big league games with several teams. The Twins, the Diamondbacks, the Brewers, the Reds, and now the Dodgers. Strong inning from Josh Fogg. 3 ground balls. And he moved it around. 1 at third, 1 at second, and 1 for Tulowitzki.
Hi, I'm Coach Bill McCartney. I've spent my career building leaders, and this is your chance to do the same. Bold is a nonprofit that builds on life's disappointments. For kids dealing with challenges, Bold turns adversity into opportunity, developing character and leadership skills with outdoor activities and integrated curriculum. Be bold and get involved today.
Sponsored by Anthony H. Cruz Foundation, partnering with Colorado youth programs and nonprofit organizations to spread their message along with supporting people in need.
How can you not want to?
I mean, if we don't do this now, when are we going to do it?
I know you want to. It's not like the world's gonna end or anything like that.
What's stopping us?
I guess I could make a couple of calls, move some things around.
I guess a couple of extra days wouldn't hurt.
Let's stay.
We're staying. It's gonna be great.
I'm calling the office tomorrow.
Really? You think they'd even miss us?
Not for a couple of days.
They've stormed beaches and freed countries. They've raised our flag and our hope. They've been called leathernecks. They've been called devil dogs. But above all, They're called Marines.
Get a suit that fits. Men's Warehouse have suits starting at only $200. You're gonna like the way you look. I guarantee it.
Visit your Colorado Chevy dealer during the Chevy Time to Buy sale. Get a Silverado Crew Cab with 0% APR for 60 months. Offer ends October the 1st. Well, bad news from back east in that the Phillies beat the Braves tonight. But some good news brewing, George, in that in the 8th inning, the Pirates, now actually they're going to the 9th inning, the Pirates leading the Diamondbacks 5-1.
Yeah, 5-1, and I'll guarantee you things here will be pretty good. They've out-hit them 15-7. Livan Hernandez started that ball game and was knocked out early in the game. Now, what does that do in effect? He might come back and pitch in Denver now because of this, you know what I'm saying? Didn't work deep into a game. Pitch count wasn't very high.
And he's always had a rubber arm anyhow. Yep. Here's Spilborghs to lead it off against Derek Lowe. Fastball's outside, ball 1.
Baseball teams everywhere feeling the pressure of this last week. The Mets just lost to the Nationals. We're being told 7-6.
9-6 final. I tell you what, the Mets falling apart at the seams.
Well, Lou extended his hit streak to 30 ball games.
That is amazing.
Guy that doesn't run well anymore, a guy that relies on line drives.
That's an all-time New York Met record.
That's pretty amazing too. You think all the great hitters they had there. Guys with speed, Mookie Wilson.
Sure.
He could fly than the hitters they have there now.
David Wright had a long stretch between last year and this year in the 20s. But Moises Alou, as George said, he's had a number of leg injuries. He's hitting 30 in a row. Mets pitching's just been awful, George.
It has been bad. Pelfrey's a guy, young kid they brought up out of Wichita State. He's only been in professional baseball for 1 year. And he's in that rotation. Who was it today? Hubbard?
Yeah,
started today, and it was his first start. He'd been working out of the bullpen.
Yep.
Prize prospect. El Duque is supposedly near 100% and about ready to go back out there again. They're trying to give Pedro 5 days rest in between starts versus 4.
He doesn't throw nearly as hard as he once did, but he's still very effective.
Yeah, he still knows how to pitch, and it's also reputation going along.
Down the line, George, that's a fair baseball, and then it hits the tarp. This will be an easy double for Yorvi Torrealba.
I don't really want to be mean at Dodger Stadium, but when was the last time they had rain?
They've had like one rain out in the last 20 years.
That's
ridiculous.
my point. You know what? Put the tarp up, and if you really need it, go get it in center field and pull it back, you know? That's all you got to do. Right over the top of the bag at third base, out of the reach of LaRoche down the left field line. Jerry Lane calling a fair ball, and as LaRoche makes this dive, I mean, gallant effort, but because of the top spin, hook spin on the baseball, it moved away from him after getting over the third base bag. And with one out, Josh Fogg turned it loose at the plate, didn't connect.
Torrealba, a double last night, and also a single. A double in his final at bat last night, and a double to start things here in the third.
Well, Torrealba knows where he is. I'll tell you that right now. He knows it's crunch time, and he's really jumped onto the occasion of calling the ball game, showing energy behind the plate.
Rockies put the bunt on there on the 1-strike pitch. The thought may be if you can get him to third, you factor in a wild pitch, as there will be 2 outs. I would assume they'll take it off here, though. No. And that's the end of Josh Fogg's at bat.
Well, you know what? I mean, quite honestly, I'd like to see Fogg cut loose with it there. And the only reason I say that, base hit, Torrealba's probably going to score anyway, but you know, maybe you run the risk, a hard sinker, slider in the dirt, gets by him, goes into the outfield, infield single. Could score him from third base more likely than the other. By the way, the last rain out, April 17th, 2000, that was against the Houston Astros. The one prior to that was in '99 versus the Rockies. There has been no rainouts in June or July in the history of this ballpark. Only 4 in September. Thank you, JR, for all that hard work and research for me.
I mean, it's like having mitten night in Florida. Here's Matsui. And he takes a strike. Kaz hit a ground ball to second. Trying to drive in the first run of the game. Torrealba doubled with 1 out. They're not 2 gone. I agree with you. I mean, if Fogg, you know, every once in a while a pitcher gets lucky.
It's not Babe Ruth, but you know what? He's hitting a .143 swinging. You never know what might happen. Well, let me tell you, you can become a sports buddy. You can go on to DenverSportsBuddies.com. Freeway Ford proudly supports Sports Buddies. Check out the great deals at CheaperFords.com. And while you're there, go to Freeway Ford and Denver Sports Buddies. It's game time.
2 out. RBIs. Drive him in by hitting .386. Kaz Matsui 3rd in the league in that department. Derek Lowe wants to get together with Chad Moeller on an 0-2 count.
Russell Martin in the dugout tonight.
A rare day off.
Yeah, no kidding.
This is the first start in a Dodger uniform for Moeller behind the plate. Therefore, it's his first game situation with Derek Lowe.
You know what, though? I mean, a lot of bullpens caught, too. Those guys go down and warm up guys in the bullpen. Spend some time with that. You know, it's not like you're sticking a rookie out there. 400-plus games at the big league level.
At one time, very well thought of in the Arizona chain.
Arizona went through some catchers.
They did.
Pretty happy with the one they got now in Snyder.
And they weren't so sure about that back in April. Here's the 2-2. Hard ground ball, base hit. Here comes Torrealba to the plate, and the throw is going to be late. Once again, Kaz Matsui comes through, and the Rockies take a 1-0 lead. He golfed that. It was about ankle high, and he ripped it past James Loney to drive in. Torrealba 1-0 Rockies.
Well, I think Derek Lowe really played right into his hands with the type of swing that he has, because it's that sweep that comes through the zone. Watch how everything pulls off front side and then just sweep it through the bat on a ball down and in, right? I mean, you couldn't have served it on a platter better to Matsui, and he just takes advantage of it. That's one of his sweet spots down there. And he's able to pull it into the outfield, and the score comes around in Torrealba.
First pitch swinging from Tulowitzki. Let's watch Kaz Matsui if he's going early in this count. Here's the base hit again.
Now thinking that they're going to be able to have a play at first base does not happen.
Think of all the clutch hits Kaz Matsui's had for the Rockies this season. I mean, that's the thing. Tulowitzki, if you caught the top of our broadcast, we had a number of sound bites from various Rockies players in the clubhouse. Pitch out, nothing going on. And Tulowitzki said, it's not like one of those teams, talking about the Rockies, where you look up and you say, oh man, if these two guys make it out, you got to wait till they come up again to have a chance to score. It's a different guy every night, and up and down the lineup, you can get hurt if you're on the hill. Case in point, double from Torrealba and Kaz Matsui with a base hit. It's now a final in Pittsburgh. The Pirates have knocked off Arizona 5-1. Is it 6-1, George?
6-1 on the final score for Pittsburgh Pirates. They're still playing with a lot of pride.
There's a base hit for Tulowitzki, and Matsui thought about going to third on Juan Pierre. He stopped at second base with Matt Holliday coming up. So the Rockies have been one of the best two-out baseball teams in the game this year, doing it again with 2 outs.
And it was the second inning back in Denver against Derek Lowe that the Rockies, with 2 outs, got 7 hits and put 6 runs on the board. in the second inning against Derek Lowe, and that was all with 2 outs. Holiday's up with a chance to add to the 1-run lead already.
Holiday hit a 3-run home run in that second inning against Lowe. And Matt bounces one up the middle, and this one has eyes. Matsui will come around with the second run. Tulowitzki to third. It's 2-0 Colorado. RBI number 132 for Matt Holliday. One of those top spin ground balls in the right place.
Now, because of his strength, a lot of his ground balls get through the infield. And a top spin just adds to it here with this infield cut as short as it is. 1, 2, third hop beyond who and into the outfield. And heads up, too. I mean, it heads up by Tulowitzki. He just kept on moving as soon as he saw the ball off the shortstop's glove in a play not made. Well, Todd Helton's up. How many big hits has he had lately? 87 RBIs on the season for Todd Helton now.
And I come back to something we talked about earlier, George, I think during the pregame show. That hit he got after Proctor hit Holiday was enormous last night. Not only because it brought in another run, but just a psychological lift, like, I got your back.
Absolutely, they got your back. And if you watched the Open tonight before this telecast, you listen to the players talk about all the other guys that pick each other up every night. Well, that
up the middle again with top spin, and the throw to first is in time to get help. That was a very nice play by Wilson Valdez, and it saved a run. I thought that one had eyes, but the Rockies come up with a pair of 2-out runs.
He's got some pressure, and Bieber drives him down to the turf.
FSN Rocky Mountain is bringing you the most comprehensive coverage of high school football.
He's got no one else to beat. The 10-5 touchdown.
FSN's live coverage gives you the top teams, the big rivalries, and all the action-packed games throughout the 4A and 5A playoffs.
And they're the last one standing in the state of Colorado.
FSN, the official television partner of CHSA and the exclusive home of the 4A and 5A football championships.
Of all the people in the world, there's only one you, and you relate to the world in your own way. The information you gather, the stories you share, the connections you make. Quest connects you to what matters, your way. We help you build a customized bundle with the quality services you need at a price that's right for you. Consider a bundle with a local phone package and broadband for as low as $57 a month. Call today for a free account review. Let us help you build your bundle. That's our spirit of service.
Rocky Mountain takes you beyond the diamond as we give you exclusive access into the Rockies. Step into the clubhouse, go on the road, and get personal with the players during Rockies All Access. Tonight on FSN.
CU football isn't just a game, it's an event. FSN is live from Folsom Field as the Buffs host Oklahoma in their first Big 12 game of the season. FSN Live, CU pregame, Saturday at 10:30 on FSN.
This week, Fox NFL Sunday returns as Mark Bolger and the Rams look for their first win of the season as they take on T.O. and the unbeaten Cowboys. Or the Seahawks and 49ers meet in a clash between NFC West contenders. Or other regional action, our coverage begins with the Built Ford Tough Fox NFL Sunday pregame show at 10 a.m. Mountain only on Fox. 0-2 now on Wilson Valdez. Valdez hitting out of the 8-hole, facing Josh Fogg here in the bottom of the third. Rockies up 2-0. Drew Goodman, George Frazier from Los Angeles. And look at that cutter, strike 3.
Yeah, Valdez can't believe it. He actually kicked his back leg up straight in the air. Valdez, who hit .343 with Las Vegas this year, scored 81 runs for them. Wasn't expecting this hard cutter from Josh Fogg. See that back leg kick up. He thought it was in. Obviously, Bill Miller didn't.
Now Derek Lowe. And he fouls the first pitch back. Dodgers have lost 8 of 9 ball games. They were picked by virtually everybody, all the magazines in the preseason, to win the NL West. And a line drive base hit. That slider slammed to left field by Lowe.
Now left up by Fogg too. Wasn't a good pitch. That ball was up in the strike zone, not down in the strike zone. A lot of times with pitchers, if you're going to trick them with a hard slider, throw it hard. Don't try to just feel it into the strike zone and hope that you spin it to the outside part of the plate and down, because you slow it down to their bat speed.
Garrett Atkins weary of a bunt naturally, with Juan Pierre up there. Has moved in on the grass. Helton playing in front of Lowe, and shortening up was Juan Pierre. That pitch inside, way inside, 1-0.
I think back to the days when Pete Rose played third base, and speedsters like Vince Coleman and guys that could really fly, Lou Brock, he would literally come up and be about 7-8 feet from the home plate area. I mean, he'd dare you to try to slap it by him. More psychological than anything, that took the bunt completely away. And guys would be looking at Pete saying, you're 15 feet away from me. What are you doing? You don't see that today, yet you see guys cheat 6-7 feet in front of the bag to get a better move on the baseball.
Have you ever asked Juan why he wears his baseball cap underneath the helmet?
Yeah, because they don't have a helmet that's made that'll fit his head.
Too small?
Exactly. Got to buy some space.
That's fouled off, and it's 1-2.
See right there, I mean, see the helmet's so small.
All in 2 strikes on Pierre, 1 out. Derek Lowe at first. Ground ball to short. Can you get 2 here? O'Reilly, Juan Pierre grounds into a 6-4-3 double play. And that's all for the Dodgers in the 3rd. We move on to the 4th with the Rockies ahead 2-0.
If you want it, here it is. Come and get it. Make your mind up fast. If you want it.
The clock is ticking at the Chevy Time to Buy sale. For a few short days, get great deals on most Chevys. Hurry, time is running out.
Well-qualified buyers get 0% APR financing for 60 months on all 2007 Chevy Silverado half-ton crew cabs. Chevy, made for Colorado.
Who will take the next step on the road to the BCS? BCS Breakdown returns October 5th on FSN.
Kate, this company needs more synergy. We're ramping up to go to a happy place where white clouds waft a meeting to discuss team dynamics. So what I need you to do is unwind.
Get a super relaxing bed at an equally relaxing price. Come to Denver Mattress during our model closeout. Right now, you'll get no interest for 3 years and no payments until 2008. Hurry though, this is a limited time offer. Denver Mattress. More mattress, less money.
Yo, what's up, y'all? This is your disaster supply kit. You need this, all right? This your family first aid kit. You're gonna need some water. Do the medicine, this man important right here, dog. Flashlight is necessary, very important. Food, batteries are very important. I would always carry a little radio.
Now of Garrett Atkins, Brad Hopp, and Ryan Spilborghs in the top of the 4th at Dodger Stadium to face Derek Lowe. And let's update the NL West and the wild card race. The Diamondbacks lost, so now the Padres, who are leading 2-1 last time I checked, early in the baseball game in San Francisco, a game and a half back. Rockies 2.5 back, and again the Rockies this weekend. Get your tickets; they're going fast. We'll take on the D-backs. And the Padres leading the division by a half game over the Phils, who already won today. The Rockies a game back. The Braves with their loss today to Philadelphia 3.5 back. Brewers' only chance to go is to catch the Cubs. Atkins struck out his first time up, and he got a hit-me slider and chopped it foul.
Well, so much has been said about all of the Rockies and how hot they've been, and Atkins, even with his RBI totals right now at 105. Think about this, folks. He's reached base safely either by hit or walk in 47 of the last 52 ball games. Pretty big part of what's going on here.
Looking at the splits for Derek Lowe. He's 3-6 this year inside the National League West with an ERA of 4.5. That's at the knees.
Well, I think the part of that why is because he's a sinker ball guy. And a lot of the ballparks are pitching conducive, but they're also parks that have the slick infields that allow a lot of ground ball outs or base hits. And I think that, you know, just like what the Rockies did there, they had the opening double by Torrealba and then 3 straight singles through the infield.
4th strikeout for Derek Lowe. His 144th of the season as Brad Hopp comes up. Brad hit a bullet, but right at Wilson Valdez's first time up, and that turned into a double play as Helton was doubled off first. Todd had led off the second with a single.
The most strikeouts in a single game this year for Lowe's was 11. That was against the Angels. 7 innings, 4 hits in that ball game. Only 1 run, 1 walk, and 11 strikeouts.
That sinker disappeared.
Well, 82 miles an hour. He just dropped a lot of velocity off of it. Lowe was a closer with Boston. He could run the ball to the mid-90s. Going into tonight's start, Lowe was 1,722 and a third innings at the big league level. He'd only given up 1,708 hits. Hits per innings, obviously, and then the walks to strikeouts 2-1. You're going to win a lot of games. He's done that.
Yeah, he remains one of 3 players ever to win 20 ball games in a season and also have a 40 save season. The other 2, Dennis Eckersley and John Smoltz.
The other 2 will be in the Hall of Fame. One is, and the other one will be there soon. When and if he ever decides to retire, and that's John Smoltz.
He may have to wait a while.
Still a guy at his age still enjoys pitching. I think that's a neat part about it.
And he'll throw tomorrow against the Phils at Citizens Bank Park. Here's the 1-2 and another strikeout. That's the 5th for Lowe as Hopp is gone. That'll bring up Ryan Spilborghs. Spilborghs hit it on the ground the second. His first time up. Rockies got 2 last inning with 2 outs. Torrealba doubled with 1 out, and then Kaz Matsui an RBI hit behind in the count. Tulowitzki added a single, then Matt Holliday bounced one up the middle for an RBI. And if not for a terrific play by Wilson Valdez to rob Todd Helton of a hit up the middle, the Rockies would have had 3 last inning. 5 hits for the Rockies, just 2 so far for LA.
Well, Spilborgh's one of the hottest hitters, 12 for 25. This recent stretch of play with sharing the duties with Corey Sullivan in center field.
Pretty good combo last night. Sullivan played a great game, and Spilborghs came on when Hendrickson came in, and Clint switched him out. And Clint remarked afterward when he took Corey out, he said, "Hey, that's the best half game I've ever seen somebody play that I took them out of the ball game." And Spilborghs picked right where Corey left off. Picked up right where he left off. Here's the 2-1. Easy play for LaRoche. Strong inning for Derek Lowe. Middle of 4, Colorado 2, and the Dodgers nothing.
I'll stop the world and melt with you. You've seen the difference and it's getting better.
Fall in love with melty cheese. Taco Bell's new Cheesy Beefy Melt. To get seasoned beef, melty, and even more glorious melty cheese, think outside the bun.
At eHarmony, we match you across 29 dimensions of compatibility. And right now, not only can you log on to eHarmony.com and get your personality profile, you can also review your matches all for free. Aren't you curious to see who you would be matched up with according to compatibility?
He loves me for me.
Visit eHarmony.com and discover what so many singles have found. Log on today and review your eHarmony matches absolutely free. eHarmony.com.
The push for the playoffs is in full swing on FSN. After 156 games, these 3 will define the season as Helton and the Rockies travel to LA to battle for the wild card. Rockies, Dodgers, tonight at 7:30 on FSN. FSN Rocky Mountain is your home for Chassa football. The Wildcats are ready to pounce with their stingy D and high-flying offense. But the Rebels are ready for a battle behind their superior ground game. Arvada West, Columbine, October 4th at 6:30.
Rockies leading 2-0 as we go to the bottom of the fourth with George Frazier. I'm Drew Goodman. Next Thursday, join FSN for live high school football action as Arvada West takes on Columbine. The air attack from the Columbine QBs were quite, they're not going to throw the ball. They never throw the ball. I'm just reading this promo. They'll take on A West. It'll be a great matchup. A West and Columbine. October 4th at 6:30 on FSN Rocky Mountain, the home of the 4A and 5A state championships.
Outfielder, Dylan Young.
Got a quick out with speed at the top of their lineup. Who with a ground ball to Tulowitzki. Another ground ball out by Fogg.
Delwyn Young tripled off the center field wall his first time up. George, stop throwing things in the booth.
I'm not. I just throw them out and let them float down.
Little paper airplanes?
Yeah, well, not really.
Hard ground ball, left side on through. Base hit for Young. He's 2 for 2. That brings up the scariest guy in their lineup, James Loney.
He is scary. Loney, a guy with a long swing that can drive the baseball. With Young at third back in the first inning, Fogg was able to get Loney to hit a ground ball right at him, right at Tulowitzki and end the inning. Hard sinker away, pretty good pitch.
What's been so impressive about the splits this year on Loney, he's hitting .338 against righties, .329 against lefties. He's hitting .349 on the road this year, .437 with runners in scoring position, and now it's 2-0. You can tell how Fogg's working to him. He's got tremendous respect for him.
And he's the leader in home runs in the lineup tonight with 14, with 63 RBIs to go, an average of .335. It's a weird lineup when you look at it, folks. It really is.
Change up, and he got him to pop it up, George. Good pitch.
It was a great pitch behind in the count. Because, and again, when I say this lineup's really weird, because there's two guys with 60 or more RBIs in the whole lineup, and there's a whole bunch of guys with 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 RBIs. So he popped up into the air. Tulowitzki on a nice 2-0 changeup. Good-looking young hitter here in Andy LaRoche. He struggled at the big league level early, but very promising power hitter, good third baseman. Very upright type of stance at the plate, off of the plate.
He got his first big league homer last week in Denver. Well, they had a pitcher for a dad, but he must have taught him pretty well how to hit, because Adam and Andy have good sticks. This a rollover to the shortstop, Tulowitzki, and another strong inning from Josh Fogg. 4 innings complete at Dodger Stadium in LA. Rockies trying to make it 10 straight. They're up 2-0.
His leadership could take the Buffs to a new frontier.
In any offense, your quarterback has got to be efficient.
And the one place to hear him is in Buffalo territory. Dan Hawkins' press conference Tuesday at 6:30 on FSN.
FSN presents the Wrangler Pro Rodeo Tour Ariat Playoffs. Rodeo's first ever postseason continues as the series shifts to Washington. Only the world's toughest cowboys will move on over 14 grueling weeks for a shot at the championship crown and a share of a $1.6 million purse. Who will answer the bell? The Wrangler Pro Rodeo Tour Ariat Playoffs today on FSN.
Tonight on the FSN Final Score, presented by DirecTV. Dreams of postseason glory continue for 8 National League teams. They're all vying for 4 coveted playoff berths. Plus, Tiger Woods and Phil Mickelson look to get the U.S. off to a good start. They're in Montreal for the President's Cup. And the United States takes on Brazil in the Women's World Cup semis as the Americans seek their 3rd World Cup title. For all the day's highlights in 30 minutes, it's the final score.
On the premiere episode of Sports Science, who are the highest flyers in sports? Is hang time a myth or reality? From elite NFL receivers to NBA skywalkers, the science of human flight is put under the microscope. Sports Science premieres Sunday on FSN.
Taco Bell game reset in the 3rd inning. The Rockies got after Derek Lowe with 2 outs. Kaz Matsui, who's been another one of the Mr. Clutch guys for the Rockies, drives in Torrealba, who had doubled. And then Matt Holliday bounced one up the middle on through for his 132nd RBI as Matsui would come around. That's all the offense tonight. Derek Lowe's been very good. Josh Fogg's been a little bit better so far. And Torrealba is up again here in the 5th. It'll be Torrealba, Fogg, and Matsui. You know, with all the 300 averages, George, and 3 guys with 100+ RBIs, let's not forget the work of Yorvi Torrealba, really for the first time in his career, a starting catcher.
Yes, he is. I mean, you know, here's the thing I think people forget, and Drew, we look at it all the time. When you look at a catcher, it's just not hits. It's just not throwing guys out. It's calling a game behind the plate, handling a bullpen, and knowing each one of your guys have different attitudes on the mound. You're dealing with a lot of personalities, and right now with a 15-man bullpen, he's got a whole lot to look at. But if you look at Torrealba's overall number, 415 earned run average when he catches. That's lowest among the ball club. He's caught more innings. His strikeouts to walk ratio are 3-to-1. You look at that. And no, he hadn't thrown out a lot of guys. I mean, 20%, 13 of 63. But, you know, part of that blame goes back on your pitcher, too. The late in games and what he's been doing lately. I mean, big base hits, hustling everything out. I mean, this fly ball to right field, Torrealba just busted it up the line to get to first base.
And plus, there's an enthusiasm and exuberance, a certain emotion that Torrealba plays with that's infectious.
You know, and I don't want to make people at home, don't take this in a bad way, but if you get a Latin player on your team and he loves the game, you know, some of them have style, some of them, you know, with the flip and the glove and the whole thing, like a Nafi Perez, but Nafi also had that attitude, a winning attitude. That's why Torrealba is. He's happy to put a uni on every day, get behind that plate. He looks at it as a Broadway play. I'm on stage. This is my stage, and that's the way he takes control of it. I mean, he's like the lead actor on Broadway. It's just my stage, it's my picture, it's my ball game. And you know what? I mean, his enthusiasm. I played with a lot of Latin players. Folks had about a thumbnail of energy, and then you have guys like Torrealba that every day. I mean, you look at him before the game, he can hardly get off the couch. Game starts, this guy's ready to go. I mean, he's talking to players, particularly the young Latin players. I think he's done a tremendous job of commanding Corpus late in the ball game and handling his growth as a closer.
And he's done a great job handling the 2 kids in the rotation, Jimenez and Franklin Morales. I think the first guy to home plate when Todd Helton hit that monstrous walk-off home run off Saito last week was Yorvi Torrealba. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Fogg. And that's a 6th strikeout for Derek Lowe. Time for our Affleck trivia question.
Affleck!
The Rockies have won 9 consecutive games, most in the National League this season. Who was the last National League team to win more than 9 straight? The only other team in baseball this year that has won 9 straight, the New York Yankees. 2 outs, Matsui, an RBI single in the 3rd. And he gets a slider on the outside corner, strike 1. Still 2-1 San Diego, leading in San Francisco. They're in the 5th inning. Final ball game at home for Barry Bonds. Peter McGowan, the principal owner of the Giants, announcing last week, along with Bonds on his website, that he would not be back in a Giant uniform next year.
And that's the right move for the Giants. They've weathered the storm of all the different allegations, all the news that has surrounded their club. They had a decent season a year ago, but not what they had expected. And then this year, it's not any good. It's time to move on.
Barry could make all the folks in San Francisco happy tonight, George, if he hits one out against Peavy. And he'd make a lot of Rockies fans happy also. 3 balls and a strike on Matsui. Tulowitzki on deck. And this is out in front of the plate, grabbed by Moeller, and he'll throw to first. 7 in a row now, retired by Derek Lowe. Middle of 5, Colorado leading 2-0.
If you want it, here it is, come and get it. Make your mind up fast. If you want it.
The clock is ticking at the Chevy Time to Buy sale. For a few short days, get great deals on most Chevys. Hurry, time is running out.
Get $1,000 extra bonus cash on top of current offers like the 07 Malibu, Avail, Cobalt, and Impala. Use bonus cash for a total of $2,500 cash back on Impala. Chevy, made for Colorado.
Anniversaries happen only once a year, so you want to make them special. With that in mind, during the anniversary celebration at Furniture Row, we have a very special offer of no interest for 3 years with no payments until 2008. On top of these incredible savings, you'll get special prices backed by our 200% guaranteed lowest price pledge. Come celebrate Furniture Row's anniversary, and for a limited time, take advantage of a truly exceptional offer. No interest for 3 years with no payments until 2008.
One day, the phone rang, and it was for me, and it was cancer. It devastated my soul. It took my breast. Later, it was the phone that saved me. And now I'm the voice on the Why Me hotline, helping others like myself. And I tell them, I'm not going anywhere soon, except maybe Hawaii.
Why Me National Breast Cancer Hotline, 1-800-221-2141. We are your lifeline.
Dodger Stadium in Los Angeles, the Rockies 2 and Los Angeles nothing. We go to the Rockies dugout. Clint Hurdle, as he always does on Wednesday, joins us. I imagine from your standpoint, nothing Josh Fogg does anymore surprises you.
Well, he loves to compete first and foremost, and he can change speeds. And when he gets in a rhythm, changing speeds and throwing strikes, he gets the ball on the ground a lot.
Is it a tougher challenge for a pitcher when he looks out at the lineup and there's so many kids out there he doesn't know a lot about, Clint?
Well, we've got scouting reports on all the guys that got in the lineup tonight, and we have our minor league people on top of that and our scouts, so that there's a familiarity involved. He's just going to pitch his game, you know, like I said, change speed, spin the ball on occasion, throw some change-ups and offensive counts, keep him off balance.
Clint, thanks as always. Thanks for the whole season on Wednesday.
Oh, you're welcome.
We appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you.
Rockies ahead 2-0. Andre Ethier will lead it off in the bottom of the 5th inning. Chad Moeller and Wilson Valdez to follow. 6 through 8 in the Dodger lineup to face Josh Fogg. He's allowed 3 hits, 2 singles, and a triple. Delwyn Young has 2 of the 3 hits.
A big thing, 8 ground ball outs, only 1 fly ball out. A couple of strikeouts for Mr. Fogg.
It's another one of those good young Dodger hitters. And that ball touched the inside corner. It's 1-1. And this ball unloaded to the gap in right center field, and it's going to go to the wall. Ethier's going to have a leadoff double.
Yeah, the biggest thing I noticed with Ethier, really the left-handed power guys, if you're trying to come inside, you can't allow the ball obviously back to the middle, and twice they've made mistakes on balls running back. Young, same thing. That ball was up that he drove over the head of Spilborghs, and then now this ball to Andre Ethier that was out over the plate. That ball was driven fairly hard to right center. This thing's difficult, in my opinion, for right-handers that are sinker ball guys, even to go to a four-seam grip, which straightens the ball out, to take that ball and keep it on the inner half of the plate. It's very hard to do.
Check swing ground ball, and now they got Ethier hung up. There's going to be interference called on Ethier. He got in the way of Tulowitzki. Ethier's gone. Rockies catch a break there. Fogg went to get the baseball and then let it go, and Ethier interfered with Tulowitzki. They were going to get the out at third because Ethier tried to cross in front. No argument from Grady Little. And with one out, Moeller's at first base.
Here, watch this. See, he throws, then he started to go back. I mean, and then you got to allow Tulowitzki to catch the baseball. He didn't do that. Time called by Jerry Lane, the out signal.
That is a big break. And George, right there is a case in point. It's what the veterans with the Dodgers have been talking about. They give a lot of credit to the young hitters for LA, saying, you know what, they swing the bat well, etc. But they don't have game experience, particularly in September in a pennant race, and they make mistakes at times. And that was one made by a young player in Andre Ethier. Yeah, give him credit, he doubled, but then you lose him on a play that you shouldn't lose.
And I don't mean to be mean, but I'm going to be a little bit mean. It's also the teaching of the game at your minor league level of what you're doing there too, on how to run. It's not just hitting, catching, and throwing. It's running the bases, the cutoff men, backing up bases if your pitcher's being in proper position for those things. And it all starts in instructionally, and it grows as you get better. Firm believer that a lot of the Rockies' success defensively with cutoff men, relays, what they do defensively, a lot of that credit goes down to the minor leagues where they're all trained before they ever get here and what they're doing.
1-2 on Wilson Valdez. One of the things Clint Hurdle said to his team a couple years ago, and it sounds simple. He said, let's not ever let the ball hit the ground. This should be two. Well, Matsui bobbled it, so the Rockies lose an opportunity for two, and that would have been nice because then you'd have the pitcher spot leading off in the 6th inning. Instead, Derek Lowe will come up here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th.
Well, it was, and it wasn't that tough of a hop either. I mean, the ball skipped on Matsui a little bit, but not a ball he shouldn't have caught. And then a quick flip over, and then Tulo just tried to airmail it, man, tried to cut it loose, just to see if he could make a play at first base on it and help him scoop that thing out of the dirt.
Derek Lowe ripped a slider to left field his first time up. Swings and misses. But the point, you understand the point. I mean, George, you played 10 years in the big leagues. Don't get lazy. Make sure you hit all the cutoff men in the air.
Play the game right.
Exactly.
Just play the game right. That was the biggest speech Jeff Kent had, you know, the most vocal of those. And Garcia Parra, another. See now all of a sudden, you see how tardy he is on the swing there? 90 and 91. Good fastballs from Fogg. But to me, Lowe didn't catch up to those as he did on a hard slider. It wasn't even a hard slider, but a slider up in the strike zone.
Josh, he grunted on that.
Yeah, 91. Just missed with his location.
And the slider's outside, so it's 2-2. And a good illustration last night defensively of what we're talking about. The Rockies were able to turn 2 to keep the Dodgers off the board. And who bobbled the ball on what should have been a double play. This is pop foul and out of play on a ground ball by Hop with runners at first and third and 1 out because they could not complete what should have been a double play.
Oh, absolutely.
The Rockies
should have
get
been
a run.
Yeah, it should have been. It was a double clutch in the glove by who, and they just didn't get it completed. Fogg right now, 57 total pitches, only 17 balls thrown. That's outstanding.
Fogg misses there. Now he's running full on Derek Lowe, 3-2. I don't often see him do that. It looks like Georgie overthrew a couple of fastballs in this sequence.
Well, I think what he does, when he throws really hard, he has a tendency to what I mean by that, and you've heard me talk about it, finished on the hip. His follow-through finishes to the left hip versus out over the leg. He just cuts it a little short, and that causes the ball to rise in the strike zone 6 to 8 inches. You take it from the knees up 6 inches, now you're mid-thigh and a pretty hittable pitch.
And this is fouled off. So Derek Lowe prolonging things. Well, it's gotten ugly, George, in San Francisco. The Padres with a 7-1 lead now in the 6th. And they have Jake Peavy on the mound. That does not look good.
No, it doesn't. By the way, that was Fogg's first 3-ball count since the second batter of the ball game. He's in a pretty good command of this game.
On the outside corner, strike 3 on Lowe. So Fogg finally able to get Derek Lowe. A leadoff double by Ethier, no damage on the scoreboard.
As communications technology advances, so does the potential for danger. Quest provides proactive security solutions so a company facing a threat can remain safe. Get Quest. Get nimble. The choice of 95% of Fortune 500 companies.
If you want it, here it is. Come and get it. Make your mind up fast. If you want it.
The clock is ticking at the Chevy Time to Buy sale. For a few short days, get great deals on most Chevys. Hurry, time is running out.
Now use an extra $1,000 bonus cash for a total of $3,000 total cash back on the 07 Suburban, Tahoe, and Avalanche. Chevy, made for Colorado.
October 23rd, 2003, the #1 Oklahoma Sooners and a record crowd here at Folsom Field. The Sooners found out what playing in Buffalo territory is all about. The Sooners would eventually survive the scare, but now the Buffs are in search of revenge. How will your team respond when the Sooners return to Boulder? Find out September 29th here at Folsom Field. Tickets available at cubuffs.com.
Coors Light, cold blast. We return you to 24 hours ago. Rockies down 5-4. Mark Hendrickson to Troy Tulowitzki with a man aboard. His 23rd home run of the year, and just like that, the Rockies go ahead 6-5. They'd never look back in winning the ball game 9-7. Our Coors Light cold blast. Tulowitzki's 23rd home run. The only rookie shortstop to ever hit more home runs in a season is over in the other dugout. Nomar Garcia-Parra in his rookie year of 97 hit 30. And look who's leading things off in the 6th, Troy Tulowitzki. How about the job so far from Josh Fogg?
Outstanding job by Fogg. Even when he's gotten into trouble, he's been able to work out of it. A little bit of the bad base running by the Dodgers helped out also. Friday, September 28th, the final fireworks night at Coors Field. So make sure you get tickets for that as the Diamondbacks come to town. This could be one of the most exciting, if not the most exciting, weekend of baseball in Denver in a long, long time, since wild card days.
George, your Yankees won tonight. They were 8 games under 500 on May 29th, and they clinched a postseason berth with their 12-4 victory over the Devil Rays tonight. 0-2 on Tulowitzki.
Did that third base guy do anything tonight?
I will check.
If you would, please.
My answer to that would be probably. Seems to do something every night.
Did it pretty amazing, isn't it?
You know, Robinson Cano hit a 3-run home run in that ball game. Here's the 1-2. And poked foul. Glenn Allen Hill avoids that.
Hey, donate your old car, truck, or SUV to Cars Helping Kids. You can also, you know, change a kid's life with that donation. Not only get a free tow and a tax break, you also get $1,000 towards the purchase of a new or used vehicle from Freeway Ford and Longmont Ford. For more information.
Line drive snagged by LaRoche.
You noticed how I quit on that promo right in the middle? Because when the pitch came, I had a feeling that it might get hit hard. For more information, go to carskids.com or cheaperfords.com. And it was a shot, too. Just hooked right at LaRoche. He had a little bit of perfect timing there. A little snap hook on it.
Couple hits last night from Matt Holliday. He's 1 for 2 in this ball game with an RBI. 2-0 Rockies. And the slider at the knees for a strike. To answer your question, the Yankees had 18 hits. A-Rod, though, was 0 for 3 with a couple of walks. Jeter hit his 12th home run, George.
Okay. Now, Matt Holliday, amazing to me. I thought it was a pretty good slider. But Miller called it a strike on a check swing. He didn't even go anywhere near the pitch. Matt now down 0-2 on 2 hard sliders. Lowe wants a new baseball.
You could see Moeller indicated he wanted that pitch up. And Lowe obliged by throwing it about 10 feet in the air.
That's not very good. How about this? When you start to mix in Matt Holliday's name, slugging percentage in September since 1957. Look at the names on there of the players involved. Hidalgo, remember he had those great years in 2000 when he was with Houston. He had all those home runs.
The name that surprises me is Randy Wynn. Yep. Good player, but you don't think of him as a huge slugging percentage guy.
Barry Bonds in 01, and then Matt Holliday, an 852 slugging percentage this September. It could get a little better, huh?
Yep. 5 games left in the regular season, including tonight for the Rockies. They're up 2-0. Here's the 2-2, and now it's 3-2. And that's a strike. So Holliday is strikeout victim number 7 tonight by Lowe. Fleck trivia question with Helton approaching the plate. The Rockies have won 9 in a row, most in the National League this year. Who was the last National League team to win more than 9 straight? Well, if you had the Dodgers, you'd be right. They won 11 in a row last year in the middle of the summer. The 9-game winning streak for the Rockies matches their all-time best set in 1997. Here's the 1-0 to Todd. And this is bounced up the middle. And Valdez with the quick hands will retire Helt. That is 10 in a row now, set down by Derek Lowe. But the Rockies have the lead, 2-0, middle of 6th.
Fall in love with melty cheese. Taco Bell's new Cheesy Beefy Melt. To get seasoned beef, melty, and even more glorious melty cheese, think outside the bun.
So see you there.
Don't keep me waiting.
Are our SUVs as much fun as our bikes?
What took you so long?
You cheated.
Did not.
The 2007 Suzuki Grand Vitara.
Did not. Did too.
It's going to be a great ride. For a limited time, lease the Suzuki Grand Vitara starting at $209 a month.
I waited for my best friend to end up on the street.
I waited for my brother to get arrested. I waited for my wife.
I waited for my friend to total his car.
I waited for my sister to come.
I waited for my wife to lose her job.
I waited until my brother went to prison. I waited for my sister to say something.
I waited until my friend stole from me.
I waited until my best friend lost every friend she had.
I waited for my daughter to die.
What are you waiting for? Don't wait for someone with a drug or alcohol problem to hit bottom.
Colorado Rockies baseball on FSN is brought to you by Chevy. Visit your Colorado Chevy dealer during the Chevy Time to Buy sale. Get a Silverado Crew Cab with 0% APR for 60 months. Offer ends October 1st. By Del Vostro, a new suite of computing solutions designed just for small business. Customized technology, services, and expertise. Visit Dell.com/WeBelieve. By Gatorade Thirst Quencher, Gatorade, is it in you? And by Hyundai, where cost doesn't come between you and safety. Check out Hyundai Camp during the next home game. Juan Pierre takes a strike on the outside corner, bottom of the 6th inning. Josh Fogg and the Rockies ahead of Derek Lowe and the Dodgers 2-0. On the ground to second.
Leadoff outs. It's been a great job by Josh Fogg. Hey, by the way, Saturday is the Rockies really want to thank all of the fans. That's Rockies Fan Appreciation Day, September 29th. Throughout the game, randomly selected fans will receive Colorado Rockies and player autographed merchandise. For your tickets at the Rockies ball game on this weekend, go out, man. This is going to be a huge weekend. Go to one of the ticket outlets at King Supers, the dugout stores. Just pick up the phone and call the Rockies, or go online at coloradorockies.com.
One out. Chin Lung Hu takes a strike at the belt. We learned last night that Hu has a fair amount of power. That's quickly 0-2. There have been 5 players who hail from Taiwan to make it in the big leagues so far, and 4 have played for the Dodgers. Chin Feng Chen, Hong Chi Kuo, still in the Dodger organization, and the former Rocky Chin Wei Sao, who's been hurt since the middle of the summer. Here's the 0-2, and that's inside.
Fogg 14 of 20 first pitch strikes on the night.
23-year-old Hu was the MVP of the Futures game at the All-Star game in San Francisco in July. One, two. That's fouled off. Fogg getting an extra day of rest. He's working on 6 days rest. Jimenez and Francis has been staying on schedule every 5th day. Fogg looking for his 10th win of the season. Popped up behind third base, and Matt Holliday has an easier play than Tulowitzki, and there are 2 outs. Let's take a look at another fun fact from Excel Energy. Jake Peavy is in position to become the 2nd National League pitcher in the last 22 years to win the pitching triple crown. And that means wins, ERA, and strikeouts. Randy Johnson did it in 2002 with Arizona, and Doc Gooden did it in '85 with the Mets. Delwyn Young has been a pain in the neck to Josh Fogg so far in the ballgame. Triple off the center field wall, and then a single through the left side of the infield.
Well,
It's 2 for 2.
Been a pain in the butt to the Rockies. Last night hit a home run, his first at the big league level.
But you got to get him, because the last thing you want is Loney coming up with a man aboard and a chance to tie it with 1 swing. And Fogg, who normally stands right back on the rubber and has the baseball going to home plate virtually right after he catches it, took an extra couple of seconds and a deep breath. Here's the 2-0. And that misses. It's 3-0.
Well, what he'd done previously, 2-0 counts to left-handers, gone to that changeup. He did it there. It's 80 miles an hour, just wasn't in the strike zone. Missed again at 86 with a sinking fastball, a two-out walk. Well, let's take a look at the pitches by innings on Josh Fogg tonight. He's been pretty efficient. 18 in the first to work through there. And look at that, man. 7, 9, 9, and 17. And then here he sets at 11 to 72, and he's in the sixth. 2 outs.
He's going to get an extra breather for a moment. Somebody threw a beach ball onto the field, right center field. So Hop's going to hand it off to one of the bat boys. And now something for the bullpen to play with. 2-0 Rockies, 2 outs. James Loney, ground ball to short, and a pop to Tulowitzki.
And everybody's sitting and talking, getting prepared for this ball game. Corpus, Jorge Julio, the 2 guys at a prominent role. The Rockies leading 2-0. How about the job Matt Herges did last night? 2 innings, no hits. Spire did outstanding again.
Spire had to get 4 outs. That's in there 1-1. The reason I say that, he struck out somebody last night. I think it was Russell Martin, and the ball got away from Torrealba for a moment. Torrealba's throw hit Martin going to first for an error. That's there also, 1-2. So Loney looking for something on the inner half, and Fogg not giving in.
Well, nor should he. I just hope you don't try to get greedy and run something in on his hands and have it run back to the middle to his power zone.
They're staying away.
And you know what? People swing at it too.
If you have a break in your windshield, take it to Elite Auto Glass, #1 for more than one reason. Loney, a Houston native. We saw him last year. In fact, some Rocky fans will remember he threw out a 9 RBI day in September at Coors Field. And somehow didn't make the opening day roster this year.
Imagine that. How did that work out? I guess Garcia Parra was at first. Or was it Betterment was at third? And that lineup just didn't work out for him. I can understand.
I can change the eye level.
I can understand going to these young kids if you're Ned Coletti. I understand that they really overspent or spent a lot of money to try to solidify positions. And then these young kids just keep kicking the door down, and sooner or later you got to give them an opportunity.
2-2. Ooh, close. Bill Miller thought about it. Kind of flinched.
Now watch the umpire, folks, when he takes a look at this pitch. He stood up rather quickly. You kind of hope that right arm would come up with it. It didn't.
Miller's had a good strike zone tonight.
Fair strike zone. That's all you can ask for.
Been consistent.
As hitters or pitchers.
3-2 and ball 4. So now 2 straight walks with 2 outs. And that'll bring up Andy LaRoche. Fogg has handled both times tonight on ground balls to the left side.
Yeah, good sinkers by Fogg to do that. His pitch count was so low, still fairly low at 79 right now. He's thrown 66% strikes in this ball game.
Nothing Rockies, 2 outs. Runners at first and second in the 6th for LA. Good start, 0-1.
After 5 innings in San Francisco, it's now 8-2.
Back come the Giants.
Those 3 outs, you'll have to wait 3 more outs before they get to hit again.
'24-year-old Andy LaRoche at the plate. Fastball outside. It's 1-1.
His dad, Dave LaRoche, was one of the goofiest left-handed relievers I was ever around.
Is there a lefty
Well,
that
yeah,
works
I
in the
mean, there's
bullpen
some
that's
of them
not goofy?
Well, some of them that make sense. His dad made none. Saw him the other day. He's now the AA pitching coach for Toronto.
Changeup missed. It's 2 balls and a strike on LaRoche. Rockies outfield fairly deep and straight up. Young and Loney back-to-back walks with 2 outs. And the changeup is outside. It's 3-1. I'll tell you what, the guy on deck is not a guy you want to see. Andre Ethier's got more experience than just about anybody in this lineup. And he doubled his last time up against Fogg. This is the guy Josh Fogg's got to get.
Well, Apodaca jumped on the phone in the dugout. Saw Troy Hawkins stretching down in the bullpen. He would be the likely choice along with Affel.
And
missed.
that's high. And now he's walked him full with Ethier coming up. And Apodaca is going to take a slow walk as opposed to the jog, which we sometimes see Bob do. And he's going to give that bullpen some time.
Well, you got to get loose in a hurry right now. I mean, that's one thing about it. You just got to start firing to get it going. Number 50, Jorge Julio, starting to throw down in the bullpen. Fogg's not due up. 5th hitter in the next inning. A little break here, just put your thoughts back together. The top of deck talks while Julio tries to get loose down in the bullpen.
Here's the thing, George. I mean, he had not walked a batter until he walked Young a couple of hitters ago, and he really hadn't come close to walking a batter.
It's been 1 3-ball count since the 2nd batter when Young came up. The Rockies in this series have been successful in these situations, 9 for 17, with runners in scoring position. The Dodgers just 2 for 11. 2 for 12 would be nice.
Ethier 1 for 2, a double. And that misses, ball 1. The Rockies last night went through this edge of the seat moment. It was in the 8th inning with Brian Fuentes on the hill. And he went back-to-back changeups, and it's 1-1.
Now, if he goes changeups, the only thing you concern yourself with Ethier, because of his hand and arm strength to fool by the pitch out front, you got to play and cheat a little bit to the hole, because he'll take the ball between Helton and Matsui.
And that's a strike also. 3 straight changeups. And it's 1-2.
Now's when you really make your pitches, because honestly, that pitch is up in the strike zone at 78 miles an hour by Fogg. So now you've got 3 to work with. Make him hit your pitch here. Don't make the mistake with it.
Here's the 1-2. Swung on and missed. Josh Fogg bouncing off the mound. After walking the bases loaded, he strikes out Andre Ethier, and the Rockies continue to lead 2-0. Off to the 7th at Dodger Stadium.
Where can you hear all of Shanahan's thoughts on the game live as it happens?
I really don't know, to be honest with you.
Only on FSN Rocky Mountain, where the coach answers all.
You guys know I want to keep anything from you.
The Broncos News Conference, Monday at 1:30.
Oh.
Want to get away? Now you can. Starting November 4th, fly Southwest Airlines' new nonstop service from Denver to Amarillo or Albuquerque for $49 or Austin for $79.
You are now free to move about the country.
One day you find it's not business as usual. Your hair is gray, and you wonder, will people still see me as a valuable player? Is my career going down?
How do you
you stop that?
Just for Men stops gray from hiding who you are. Easy, with 5-minute target gray technology.
Now doors are opening, and you wonder, why did I ever put up with gray hair?
Let the real you come through. Stay in the game with Just for Men.
We're America's largest refiner, and some of the vehicles we fuel don't travel on roads. For those that do, we make some of the cleanest gasoline on the planet, and every drop is performance guaranteed. And our employees contribute over 200,000 hours a year in our communities. We know you probably don't think about these things when you think of Valero. That's okay, just as long as when you do think of us, you think of this. Valero, the energy to take you anywhere.
Rockies 2 and the Dodgers nothing. Josh Fogg showing more emotion coming off the mound than perhaps we've seen all year. And here's our Valero sequence to Andre Ethier. 3 straight changeups to get ahead 1 and 2, and then the heater.
A lot of emotion from Josh Fogg, the fist pump to get out of that inning and let his club still lead it 2-0.
Our Valero energy to take you anywhere. Garrett Atkins trying to get after Derek Lowe. He has struck out twice on hard sinkers. And this is on the ground to short. Bobbled for a moment by who, and he's still going to get Atkins. That is 11 in a row set down by Lowe. The Rockies have 5 hits. 4 of them came in the 3rd inning. And 3 of those hits, typical of the 07 Rockies, came with 2 outs.
We can see who out at shortstop. There's 1-2, pretty good Christmas hop right there. And then that ball, when it came up, just went right into the hand, the bare hand. And able to throw it. Oh, trying to get the leadoff man. He liked to see the completion of the out. A little quick breath as he looked back at some of the youngsters.
Hop swings at the first pitch.
Oh boy, this is one nobody wants. I'm telling you right now. That is a harder play, you know, for an infielder or outfielder. You hit one of those sky balls like that than it is to take it the right angle on the ball in the outfield.
2 outs. Spilborg's up. Ground ball to second, ground ball to third. In all likelihood, with the Dodgers behind, this is Lowe's last inning. He's due up 3rd in the 7th. Clint Hurdle, George, will have a decision to make. Do you stay with Fogg in the 7th, or you flip it to the pen?
Well, there's nobody warming up in the pen, so my indication is Fogg will go back out. He's at 79 pitches right now. Derek Lowe's at 87 with 2 outs in the 7th. He's throwing 61% strikes tonight.
And Spilborg's a little comebacker. I mean, Derek Lowe has been mowing him down since giving up 2 runs in the 3rd. But the Rockies lead it 2-zip. Stretch time in LA.
Over 700,000 Coloradans live with the constant worry of being uninsured. Thankfully, community health centers stand ready, acting as a safety net to provide crucial services.
Hi, I'm Carl Mecklenburg, supporting Metro Community Provider Network and all Colorado community health centers, celebrating National Health Center Week, August 5th through 11th. Join me in applauding the work done by these important CHCs, and I encourage all Coloradans to support the safety net.
Sponsored by Innovis Office Products.
Well, this heat's not letting up, folks, so you might want to get home with those air conditioners.
At the end of a long, hot day, grab the beer that starts out cold and ends up refreshing. Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
Jumbo popcorn chicken, huh?
I know, and how about this creamy chipotle sauce?
Yeah,
It's great.
Yeah, this is totally portable, you know?
Yeah, you could sneak this into a movie theater if you want
yeah.
it. Or a baseball game,
Yep,
you know?
or another
whatever.
Sonic.
What are you saying, that you would just bring these over to another Sonic and then just kind of sit there and eat them?
Got him!
Jumbo popcorn chicken, now at Sonic. Portable all-white meat chicken with our new creamy chipotle sauce or any of our other great sauces. Pay the Sonic way. Swipe your credit or My Sonic card from your car.
On your wedding day,
When everyone is looking at her, she'll be looking at you. So rent your tuxedo at Men's Warehouse and you'll look almost as good as she does. You're gonna like the way you look. I guarantee it.
Tonight's game sponsored by Fidelity Investments. Visit an agent today in Denver, Broomfield, or Lone Tree. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning, the bottom third of the order for LA, with the Rockies ahead 2-0. Chad Moeller, Wilson Valdez, and then in all likelihood a pinch hitter. And the first pitch to Moeller is down low, ball 1. Moeller 0 for 2 in the game. And that is yanked foul, fortunately.
Appears to be Affelt number 41 and Jorge Julio warming up in the bullpen. Well, you mentioned earlier all the damage Young had done. As you look at the 2 Rocky relievers firing, he's 2 for 2, but what Fogg has done to the rest of the team tonight, 2 for 19, domination.
Here's the 2-2 to Moeller. Cutter at the knee, strike 3. Strikeout number 5 tonight for Josh Fogg.
Now Fogg making a huge statement to this ball club, throwing a shutout, a 4-hit shutout. This Cutter, the punch out, once again the leadoff out to start that inning. Mark Sweeney is in the on-deck circle for the Dodgers.
And Wilson Valdez fouls it off. It's 0-1. They have Broxton up. You usually see Broxton on the plus side in the 8th inning. There's the 0-1 to Valdez, and he tried to drag a bunt, and it's 0-2. There's the big Georgian, 23-year-old Jonathan Broxton. Sweeney will be next. Center field, it's going to stay up for Spilborgh's 2 outs.
May be one of the hardest balls hit other than Young to center field that got over the head of Spilborgh's. Right on the money by Valdez, but a line shot right to Spilborgh's. Can't think of another ball hit hard as this, right off that back screen of Dodger Stadium. You get a look at it. Had a little knuckle to it. Spilborgh's able to make a play on it.
Mark Sweeney will pinch hit for Derek Lowe here in the bottom of the 7th. 2 outs and nobody on. First half of the year in a Giant uniform for Sweeney. Line drive left field, and Holiday won't take a chance on coming up and trying to make a play. He fields it on a hop. And now that'll swing over to Juan Pierre in the top of the order. This is where Clint Hurdle's going to watch really carefully.
I don't think he's going to watch.
He's not going to watch at all. He's already got Corey Sullivan out on the field. Clint hasn't even come out. Corey is on the field, and Clint's obviously going to make a double switch, but he hasn't appeared yet.
Well, luckily, the umpire at first base, Marvin Hudson, stopped Corey before going out.
Because last time I checked the rules, you can't have 10 guys in the field, George, can you?
No, and you got to be careful about how you do the double switch, too.
So Josh Fogg goes 6 2/3 of shutout baseball. When we come back, Sweeney at first, 2 outs, and Juan Pierre will be up.
I love jumbo popcorn chicken.
I know, me too. I really like the creamy chipotle.
You know what I miss? Just a little bit, having the whole chicken. At the end, you get the wishbone.
What would you wish for if you had a wishbone and, you won?
Little pieces of boneless chicken with a spicy dipping sauce or something like that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but that's the realm of wishes.
Yeah.
Wish and wish.
Jumbo popcorn chicken. Now at Sonic. Portable all-white meat chicken with our new creamy chipotle sauce or any of our other great sauces. Pay the Sonic way. Swipe your credit or My Sonic card from your car.
Fall in love with melty cheese. Taco Bell's new cheesy beefy melt. To get seasoned beef, melty, and even more glorious melty cheese, think outside the bun. It comes from stadium stares at 5 in the morning. From suicides to your lungs scream uncle. And two-a-days when it's hot enough to fry an egg on your forehead. It's sweat. And there's more to sweat than just water. No wonder, no water, no flavored water, no other sports drink on the planet helps put back what sweat takes out better than Gatorade.